What is up? Hopefully you guys are having a wonderful day. Back with some more Resident Evil gameplay and some news for today, or maybe a bunch of BS. We don't know. We'll let you guys think it out at the end of this video. But basically, we had a bunch of, and I quote this, rumors. Now, as I said, rumors are what they are. They're rumors. They could be true. They could be BS. A combination of both. We don't know. But I figured it'd be interesting to talk about. But there's been a bunch of rumors come out about the next Resident Evil. Not in terms of a remake, but in terms of the next actual new Resident Evil, Resident Evil 9. And a bunch of rumors hit the web today. And I figured it'd be unique to talk about. But as I said, they're rumors. Nothing's confirmed. Nothing's true. It could be a bunch of BS. It could be some true, it could be all true, maybe, probably a little bit, probably more inclined to maybe a little bit of both, or it could be all fabricated and a bunch of crap. So we don't know, but without further ado, let's get right into it, and I'll leave a link in the description if you want to look at them yourself. But without further ado, let's jump right into it. The first thing is that it's been titled Apocalypse, as the Roman numeral IX for 9 is basically in the title, and I've heard that title Apocalypse for a while, and they're kind of doing what they did with Village here, so that's one that I think I've heard a lot of lately, even before I heard these rumors, so that's not a crazy surprise, but who knows. But yeah, Resident Evil Apocalypse is its name. It's also going to be the last game to star the franchise lead Chris Redfield, and it won't end with his death, because obviously he's still alive at the end of the Rose DLC, which takes place, I believe, like 16 years later or whatnot from Village or something like that. But as I said, it says it's the last game he's going to star in. That doesn't necessarily mean he won't appear in, but nonetheless, and also it's not going to continue on Rose Winters. As I said, this apparently takes place in immediate aftermath of Village. Also, Jill also survives as well, so no Chris and Jill deaths, so that's always nice to hear. It's going to be single player, not cooperative, which in the newer Resident Evil games like Village and 7, if they're continuing that way, that first-person view, and I said that was never mentioned in these rumors, by the way, is it whether it be over-the-shoulder or third-person or first-person or whatever. I don't see how it's going to ever be co-op, but you never know. But single-player, no cooperative. Jill Valentine returns and plays a similar role to Ada in Resident Evil 4. Now, are we talking about this is where I'm confused. I guess Resident Evil 4 meaning the original, not the remake, but even so, regardless of which one you're talking about, are we talking about her role in the main campaign, or her overall role in terms of the main campaign and when Ada had her own campaign? So that's a little confusing right there, because I do not want Jill to be in a side role. She needs to be in a main role. And if we're talking about, Ada in terms of the entirety of it, her own campaign, and kind of pops up in Chris's campaign, and that's fine, but I want that as a major role, or like, hey, you could play as either one, but the way it makes it sound, I don't know which way they're referring to, so there's a little animosity there, because Jill needs to be a main character, not a side character. It's been too long since Jill, and I guess Chris, for that regard, has main charactered a Resident Evil game, and it'd be nice to see them both in action, because it makes sense with the way the storyline's going with the BSAA. So hopefully we get some clarification on that, if this is all to be to believe, because it could be a bunch of BS. The next thing is that, the story follows Chris as he heads towards the BSAA in Europe right after the events of Resident Evil Village, without mention a history of the continuity of the Winters. So basically the Winters are not going to be mentioned or brought up, which I think is the right decision. They had 2 nice games and wrapped up their thing, and obviously at this point Rose is just an infant, so I know some people are thinking maybe they could hit with Rose, but that's 18 years later. I don't know what the heck that guy, I'll be honest, that caught me completely off guard. Maybe that was their strategy, just have him run in that corner and then the Bullman just beats the hell out of me, but that really caught me completely off guard. But anyway, let's get to the next thing. This game's been in development for 2 years. Now, I've heard a lot of rumors beforehand that this game's been in development a lot longer from other people, so we got some conflictions here. I don't know who to believe. You believe what you want. Who knows? But I like to think it's been in there longer, but you never know. But as I said, these are all rumors. Claire Redfield also makes a brief appearance. Now, once again, I'm happy to see Claire, don't get me wrong, but I don't want Claire to be making a brief appearance. I want Claire to be making an actual impact, and that's something that I just personally think, don't bring in a major character, just be like, hey, they're there, especially when they haven't been in a major game, and good God, God knows how long. So Claire, hopefully, I'm glad to see her, but I want to see her actually in an impactful way, not just a brief role. But there's going to be a weird contradiction coming on soon with these rumors, as we'll get down to it eventually. But our next one is that my two favorite characters will not be in this game, and that is Leon and Ada. They will not be appearing in Resident Evil 9. But to be fair, I never really expected them to. Now, unless you're trying to make it one of these grand finales where, the end of a lot of people's story arcs. I guess you could still do that in your own game, but this was a BSAA storyline, so to me, it makes sense, so I don't really have any problem with that. The game's ending, well, before I get to that, Rebecca Chambers and Barry Burton also will not be present, which kind of sucks, because once again, I can see them in this BSAA storyline being impactful, but unfortunately, they're not going to be, but once again, that's if these things are prepared. Now we'll get to the game's ending. This is where I said the whole thing with makes a weird sense, but apparently the game's ending revolves a sacrifice of a loved one, and I was looking at different versions of these reported rumors, and one of the things suggested the possibility that one of the sacrifices might be Claire, and I'm just thinking that doesn't make a lot of sense, because if they're barely in the game, like, number one, you're not going to have a major character barely in the game and then you just get rid of them like that. That's just terrible, and that's just so tasteless. But two, I just don't see them ever killing their legacy characters like that. Like, that would really be a big shock. So I just kind of find that BS. And not all the rumors have included that, but they just said a possibility or whatnot. But it doesn't kind of make sense or add up there. But whatever. Let's move on to the next thing. Mythological enemies are to appear. And as I said before, it really wouldn't surprise me. None of that really would surprise me. I mean, what haven't we seen in Resident Evil at this point? We've seen so many different forms of creatures, psychological things, ghost-like things. I mean, whatever it is, as long as it's entertaining and fun to fight against, that's all that really matters to me. Zombies are set to return. Now everyone gets all anal about, where's the zombies? And I like to see zombies, maybe some unique types of them, but they're set to return apparently. This one I didn't like. Another castle reminiscent of Salazar and Lady D is to return. Now, once again, I have nothing against the castles of either of those areas. They're great. But I just feel like, and a lot of people have been talking about this, like, them, I don't have a problem with them reusing the assets, but it just gets annoying when you keep seeing the same type of thing. Like, come up with something different. Like, I think I speak for a lot of people. I wish they return to, like, a city-like environment, I like to see a first-person RE Engine game, but, like, in a city, like Raccoon City or something. I think that'd be really cool. The official reveal apparently is coming maybe October or November. As I said, at the end of the day, guys, these are all rumors. They could be completely BS, made up. Who knows what they take them with a huge grain of salt. But I guess it's something to talk about. Because my thing is this, like, if they're going to be talking, we're going to be talking about Resident Evil 9, I guess that's going to be the next major game coming out, which maybe puts the whole halt on the whole possible being remakes coming out next. I mean, we don't know. So this could just be someone fabricating online. So, but definitely gives something to talk about. There's some things I could see, and then some things I don't really doesn't make too much sense, or I don't get the idea. But at the end of the day, they're rumors. They're not to be trusted 100%. They're just to be speculated on, talked about. But I want to know what you guys think. You think these are all just BS, and maybe there's a little bit of truth in it? I think it's probably more like in the middle. There's some things that have some truth in it, and some are just completely just blown out of proportion. But that is going to be it. Hopefully you guys did enjoy this video, and hopefully I can see you guys back on the next one. Thank you for watching. Hope you guys enjoy the rest of your day, and I hope to see you all later. Peace.